Louis Vuitton, born on the 4th of August 1821 in Angers in France. He loses his parents at the tender age of 10 years old, and then, at the age of 13 years old, decides to walk to Paris because he has a disagreement with his stepmom. How far is that? Let me just check. A mere 416 kilometres, or 95 hours of walking. And the rest is history. A really interesting history. So 2 years and 270 miles later, he starts an apprenticeship with a box maker who goes by the name of Monsieur Marchal. It wasn't just any box maker, it was quite a renowned box maker, making boxes for the rich and famous. Fun fact, the Arc de Triomphe was only a year old at this point. Being a really good box maker and great at his new job, Louis Vuitton becomes the personal box maker for the Empress Eugenie, Napoleon III's missus, all during the French Revolution. Handy. This connection led to him opening his very first shop, where he introduced his revolutionary rectangular canvas trunks. Now, over the years, he's continued to focus and refine his designs and setting them apart from his competitors, who would continue to imitate. Sounds pretty familiar, to be honest. He even made a box that would convert into a bed for French explorer Pierre Savron de Brazza. I've probably butchered that accent, so French people don't get on my case. He then introduced his famous Damier canvas the same year that the Eiffel Tower was opened to the public. And then 3 years later, he dies of brain cancer. But what are the secrets to his success, and how can we apply those secrets to our lives and business right now? Because it's fair to say, in that really short space of time, Louis Vuitton had a pretty big impact. So lessons for us. Louis Vuitton absolutely focuses on quality. Nothing sums this up more than the words from the man himself, where he says, pick one thing and become the best at it. I mean, you can go to universities and try and come up with some really lovely, inspirational quote, but do you know what? That does what it says on the tin. Do you need any more than that? LV prioritised exceptional quality in every single product they made, and still make today. They used only the finest craftsmanship and the finest materials in all of their products, and this set them apart from their competitors, and we love it. We go mad for it today and can't get enough of LV everywhere, if you can afford it. And now celebrities covet it, and it's become an absolute symbol of wealth to be dripped in Louis Vuitton everything. But it's this dedication to quality that has built really strong brand reputation and customer trust in the brand. People want to be associated with quality. This obsession with excellence and commitment to quality is something we can all strive for. It doesn't matter if you're a butcher, baker or candlestick maker. I keep making these references in my video. I need to think about 3 different trades. If you're an architect, if you're a school teacher or a bus driver, you can still be the best version of whatever that is every single day. Just keep showing up and go the extra mile. Secondly, Louis Vuitton does not rely on heavy advertising, if at all. Certainly back in the day, there were no advertising because there were no marketing agencies leeching money out of your pocket. But today, they advertise very discreetly and only in the right magazines. But quite frankly, it doesn't need to. It's got celebrities shouting its brand from the rooftops with Instagram posts and other social media posts. Look at my new Louis Vuitton this, my dog's got a Louis Vuitton collar, I'm making a video on Louis Vuitton right now and you're watching it. That's all the promo they need. But how does it do that? If I own a pastry shop, can I do the same thing? What is it they do? Scarcity. The rarer something is, the more expensive it is. This approach creates a sense of scarcity and desirability, and the people with more money will pay more money to have it because it's rare. And that pushes up the price, and that creates the brand. And the brand's clever, so they limit the amount of things that they sell, they limit the amount of production that they have every single year, and they limit the numbers of their collections. Very bright. Think of all the other luxury brands that do the same thing. Rolex do the same thing, Christian Louboutin do a similar thing, Burberry, etc, etc. It's a really common thing in the high-end fashion industry. I don't particularly agree with it, and neither does Kanye West. In fact, if you check out this card in the corner here, it will take you to another video on Kanye West's Yeezy brand, who has kind of democratized high-end fashion. But I won't spoil it here, I'll carry on with Louis Vuitton, but watch that video there after this one. Louis Vuitton mastered the art of storytelling. They've got a really rich and long history and heritage, which you can't just buy that. It exists or it doesn't exist. So you find that companies today will buy brands with a long history so they can resell it as older, more refined, higher quality, more prestigious brand because of its age. Don't forget Louis Vuitton has links to Napoleon's wife. That's not bad. By telling that story, they're creating an emotional connection with their customers and potential clients going forward, as people want to be associated with that brand. Can you do this with your brand, or can you do this in your work? I mean, you might be in sales, and if you are in sales, I would absolutely implore you to create a story behind your brand and what you represent, because that's what people buy into: stories and people. Leaping into the 21st century, Louis Vuitton remained credible and relevant by a historic collaboration with Virgil Abloh. Sadly, he lost his battle to cancer at age 41. But LV continued to innovate and connect with a younger audience. But in 2023, they started a new collaboration with their new head of creative design, or creative director, the one and only Pharrell Williams. And yeah, the brand's going to take off again. The question is, if you feel that your brand or your company or the job you're doing is getting a bit stale, what can you do to inject some energy into it? If you're not on social media, get on social media. I know loads of companies out there that are not taking advantage of free platforms like YouTube to sell themselves, or podcasting, which is an amazing way just to have conversations, and people, like I said, people buy into people. They'll listen to podcasts about you and your brand and keep it real. The struggles you're having, and the wins that you're enjoying. Share it all. People buy into that story, and you build your customer base like that. Now, by following these principles of exclusivity, success, storytelling, you absolutely can achieve the same successes in your own businesses and your own endeavors. So just take a leaf out of Louis Vuitton's book and use that playbook for your own wins. Now, I hope you enjoyed that short counter through the history and life of Louis Vuitton and where they are today. I really enjoy doing these sort of mini appraisals of companies and people, where they started and where they are today, because I think there's so many things that we can learn from them. Success leaves clues, right? And we can take bits and put them in our own lives and our own businesses to take ourselves forward. So if there are any individuals that you'd like me to cover, or businesses you'd like me to look at, leave a comment below, and whilst you're doing that, also click the like button and the subscribe button, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And without further ado, don't forget, always remember, start with you.